My beloved child, listen carefully if you trust in God. Type Amen. You were not supposed to find this message. It was hidden in a realm where only faith dares to walk. But heaven made an exception for you. Not because you begged, not because you tried so hard, but because your heart, in its quiet ache, kept whispering prayers when no one else heard. While the world moved on like nothing happened, while others laughed without understanding the weight you carry, I, the Lord your God, kept my eye on you. I watched you wipe away your own tears and still believe. I watched you lose and still love. I watched you break and still rise. That's why this message was unsealed. That's why I allowed it to be revealed, not to everyone, but to you alone. There's something I've been preparing in silence. No trumpet has announced it. No prophet has spoken of it. Because it was not meant for the masses. It was crafted with your name carved into its light. For all the times they doubted you. For all the nights you questioned if I had forgotten, today, I say no more delays. No more wondering. No more silence. This is the moment where everything turns. What was once delayed will now chase after you. What was once hidden will now appear right before your eyes. You were not supposed to see it until you were ready. But I have seen your heart. And beloved, you are ready now. Angels have been waiting at the border of your breakthrough. Archangel Michael stood between you and the trap set by those who pretended to love you. He fought through storms of accusation and clouds of confusion just to keep this opening protected. And now that you're here, now that you found this, he's stepping back with tears in his eyes, whispering, finally, they've arrived. You didn't come here by accident. This was not a scroll you stumbled on randomly. This was written in glory, sealed in light, and timed for this exact hour. Because the minute you opened this, the heavens aligned. A shift began to form when you took this seriously. Right now, even as you breathe, a door in the spirit realm is swinging open. A person who was meant to carry your destiny with you is sensing your name. Their heart is stirring. Their direction is changing. All because you showed up. All because you didn't skip. And God says, I will not let their faith go unanswered. You were not supposed to see this, but I allowed it. For your healing. For your restoration. For your miracle that has been crying for you like a voice lost in the wind. My child, you have always belonged to me. But today, I give you something more. A glimpse of what's coming. A taste of divine justice. A sign that everything stolen will be returned. And not just returned, multiplied. You don't need to beg for what's already yours. You just need to believe. You just need to receive. And right now, I give you the permission to receive. Receive joy again. Receive peace again. Receive clarity. Receive restoration. Receive the gift of a future unshaken by the past. You didn't need a crowd to clap for you. You didn't need a spotlight to validate your purpose. Because I, the Lord your God, saw your heart long before anyone acknowledged your name. There were moments when even your own family didn't understand your silence, your distance, your decisions. They saw the surface, but I saw the spirit. I saw the warfare behind your smile. I saw the weight behind your strength. And every time they walked away, every time you were left wondering who would stay, I stayed. I didn't leave you. I didn't skip over you. I carried your name in my hands and your destiny in my breath. Beloved, there were prayers you whispered when the tears soaked your pillow, and no one else knew. But I knew. There were questions in your heart you never spoke aloud because you thought no one would understand. But I understood. I heard every "God, please," when your soul was breaking in pieces. I saw the courage it took for you to face another day. You felt alone, but you were not abandoned. You felt forgotten, but heaven was recording your steps. And every sigh, every broken prayer, became the ink with which this divine moment was written. You think nothing is changing, but look again. Look with spiritual eyes. The storm that tried to break you has cleared a path. The pain that tried to bury you is now pushing you forward. The delay was not denial, it was divine positioning. There were people I had to remove. There were hands that had to be exposed. There were things that had to fall apart so what I prepared for you would not fall into the wrong hands. And now you are in front of the gate. The gate of restoration. The gate of divine compensation. The gate of angelic release. Archangel Michael has fought battles in silence on your behalf. When the enemy tried to trap you in patterns, Michael stood guard. When your name was being mentioned in low places, he whispered it in the high places. When demons plotted to drain your energy, to confuse your emotions, and destroy your clarity, he stood tall like a wall of fire around you. And now that you've reached this part of the message, Michael bows not in sorrow, but in reverence. He knows what's coming next. Because it's already been signed by the hand of God. A person is coming into your life carrying light. They're not coming with confusion, but with clarity. They're not coming with games, but with grace. They're not coming to take, but to restore. And the moment you decided to open this message, their path toward you became activated. That's what you didn't know. That's why this message was hidden, because it had to be released only when your heart had reached that sacred place. A place of readiness. A place of surrender. A place where your spirit said, God, if this is really you, then show me. And so I am. I am showing you. Through this message. Through this divine interruption. Through these very words. Because the one I'm calling, the one I'm blessing, the one I'm lifting, is you. Your name is on the scroll. Your name is in the wind. Your name is etched into the light of heaven and it's echoing across realms right now. That's why your heart feels like it's burning. That's why you can't look away. That's why every part of you knows this is not ordinary. Because it's not. This is sacred. This is timely. This is divinely assigned. And listen closely, beloved, something will shift within 24 hours after you take this message seriously. You won't need to beg for it. You won't need to chase it. All you have to do is remain open. Stay humble. Keep your heart in surrender. Because heaven is already moving. The angels are already descending. And your name has already been whispered in the divine council. What was hidden from others was revealed to you. What was delayed for others is being released to you. And what was broken before, is being healed by my hands now. Let them wonder how you're still standing. Let them ask where your strength comes from. Let them question how favor found you. Because I will make sure my glory is seen through your story. Not because you're perfect, but because you're mine. You belong to me, and I do not abandon what I breathe life into. You are my vessel. You are my child. And this time, nothing will stop what I'm sending your way. There is a silence I placed in your life not to confuse you but to protect you. Sometimes the silence was not because I wasn't speaking, but because I was holding back the sound of battle so you could sleep. I didn't want you to hear what the enemy was plotting. I didn't want you to sense the full weight of what tried to hit you in the spirit. I shielded you, beloved. Not because you were weak but because you are chosen. And with every passing second that you kept pressing forward, not even realizing how close darkness had come, I smiled. Because you still believed. You still hoped. You still kept your heart open, even when it was cracked. And do you know how powerful that is to me? That after everything, you still trust me enough to open this. You still trust me enough to hear what I have to say. This is why I moved heaven just to bring this message into your life at this precise time. Because I knew you'd reach a moment where your soul would whisper, God, is there something I need to know? And this is my answer. Yes, there is. There's something I've been saving. Something sacred. A truth that others around you were not ready to carry, but you are. There's been someone close to you, very close, who was carrying the wrong intention. Someone who spoke light in front of you but held darkness behind your name. It hurt me more than it hurt you. Because I watched you love them purely. I watched you share your secrets, your laughter, your vulnerable prayers. I watched you try to bring them into your vision, your healing, your new season, but they weren't built to hold it. They didn't understand your calling. They wanted your anointing but not your assignment. And I had to protect you, even if it meant separation. Even if it meant things felt confusing for a while. But now, I need you to hear this clearly. Their exit was not your loss. It was their release. Because what I'm about to release into your life would have never survived around hands that weren't cleansed. You're not losing anything. In fact, you're about to gain something holy. Something rare. And it begins right now, as you read this. As you let these words melt into your spirit. As you let go of trying to understand everything and simply say, God, I trust you. Beloved, I am about to do something that doesn't make sense to those around you. It's going to confuse the people who thought they knew your future. It's going to surprise even you. Because what I'm doing will break cycles that have been running in your family for generations. What I'm doing will heal places that haven't been touched since childhood. What I'm doing will finally silence the voice of shame and turn your scars into signs of glory. You will not walk around carrying pain like it's your identity. You will not carry guilt that doesn't belong to you. You will not wear labels that the world gave you. You are not abandoned. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. And I am placing new oil on your hands. I am placing a new path under your feet. I am opening the windows of heaven over your head and releasing angelic messengers to guide every single step from this moment. You are not just going to survive. You are going to build. You are going to write. You are going to speak. You are going to dance again. And when they ask how you recovered from everything, you will smile and say, because God never stopped speaking to me. This right now, is one of those divine moments. A memory you'll never forget. The moment heaven touched earth and whispered directly to you. Stay open. Stay humble. Stay ready. Because nothing can stop what I've already written. For your life. You have no idea how many times your name was spoken in the secret places of heaven while you were down here thinking no one remembered you. You cried in silence while I was speaking your name in the divine courts of justice. You held your breath under emotional pressure while I was releasing angels to clear your path. And now the time has come, beloved, not just for answers, but for revelation. Because you're not just reading these words by accident. You are reading this because you've stepped into a moment that was hidden from the world but prepared only for you. A moment that will mark your heart. A moment that will rearrange the way you see your own story. A moment that will carry power through your voice, clarity to your mind, and healing to places even you forgot were still bleeding. I saw you when you were young, when your innocence was stolen by the carelessness of others. I was there when you started building walls not to protect pride, but to defend wounds. You never wanted to be hard, but life made it hard to trust. And still, you kept your spirit soft enough to hope. That's why you're dangerous to the enemy. That's why the enemy tried so hard to silence you, confuse you, tempt you to quit. Because despite everything, your heart still leans toward light. You still whisper to me when no one's around. You still say, God, I don't know how I'm standing, but thank you. And I hear you. And I feel every vibration of your gratitude, even in your pain. So now let me tell you what's happening in the unseen. Right now, a release is being written in the language of angels. A miracle is being assigned by name. And your name is on it. Yes, yours. It's not for the crowd. It's not for those who pretended to support you. It's not for those who used you and tried to walk away with your peace. This miracle, is personal. It's between you and me. And it's about to manifest in a way that will bring tears to your eyes. Not the tears of sorrow, but the tears of sudden realization that I never left you. That I never forgot your seed, your loyalty, your silent yes when it would have been easier to rebel. You passed tests no one saw. And now, I'm lifting you before everyone. The table is being prepared, not to flaunt, but to prove that I am your God. That you are mine. And that no weapon formed against your peace shall prosper again. Not in this season. Not under this oil. Not after this word. For you are not who you were last year. You are not where they left you. You are not even the same version of yourself that opened this message just 2 minutes ago. Something inside of you is awakening. Something ancient. Something holy. Something royal. You don't even know it yet, but you're walking into territory your ancestors prayed for. You're walking in shoes they dreamed of. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your strength, but even more proud of your surrender. Because when you surrendered your control, I released my control. When you stopped pretending to be okay, I sent divine help. When you got honest about your weakness, I placed power in your hands. And now I'm sending alignment. Supernatural alignment. Connections that match your purpose. Finances that match your vision. Peace that surpasses all your past chaos. And I'm doing it now, not because you forced it, but because you've been faithful. Even when you doubted, you were faithful. Even when you stumbled, you returned. And I honor that. I honor you. Don't look back now. Don't overthink it. Don't second-guess this moment. Stay open. Keep reading. Keep breathing. Because part 5 is coming, and it carries something so precise, so specific, you'll know heaven is speaking directly to you. Do you feel that stirring within your chest, that quiet tremble beneath the surface of your ordinary day? That's not anxiety. That's not confusion. That's me. That's the vibration of divine alignment meeting your soul after seasons of silence. You were never lost to me, beloved. Not for a second. Even in your most hidden pain, I was closer than your breath, watching the very rhythm of your heart slow down under disappointment, yet never collapse. You don't even realize the level of spiritual protection I placed around you while people were talking behind your back, making silent deals with the enemy about you. And still, I didn't let their words win. I let you walk through the fire, yes, but I made sure you didn't smell like the smoke when you stepped out. And that's what's about to shock them. You're not burnt. You're about to shine. This season has been different. The silence was louder. The nights were longer. The delays more confusing than ever. And I know, your faith got tired. Not because you didn't believe in me, but because you couldn't recognize what I was doing. That's okay. I never asked you to see everything, I only asked you to trust. And you did, in your own broken way. You trusted when you had no clarity. You stayed kind when you had no closure. You kept giving when your own hands were empty. And that's the kind of obedience I honor. Not perfection, but faithfulness. Not strength, but surrender. And because of that, I'm placing a key in your hand right now, a spiritual key to doors that were once locked by generational pain. This key doesn't just open opportunity, it unlocks your identity. Yes, I said identity. Because what's coming isn't just about money, or love, or breakthrough. What's coming is the return of the real you. The version of you that existed before life confused you. Before people manipulated you. Before betrayal drained your joy. I'm restoring you to you. And in that restoration, you will rise with clarity, with voice, with a confidence not made of ego but of presence. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand apart. To walk differently. To hear me even when the world is screaming. And that's why the enemy's attack was so specific. It wasn't just against your life. It was against your assignment. But that assignment is now being reactivated. You've been cleared for movement. Heaven is releasing instructions. And this message is your confirmation. The angels that have been circling you are now moving into formation. They are clearing debris. They are canceling conversations that were meant to confuse your path. They are shielding your ears from lies and your heart from future betrayal. They are surrounding your home, yes, your home, because a shift is coming to your living space. The atmosphere is about to be cleared. The air will feel different. You'll wake up lighter. You'll begin to speak and things will respond faster. Because you're no longer in delay. You are now in divine permission. And I'm giving you the authority to call it forth. Speak it, beloved. Say it out loud if you must. Say, I accept what God is revealing. Say, I refuse to return to what God has removed. Say, I believe that this message is for me. Because the moment you acknowledge it with your spirit, it begins moving in your reality. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to feel worthy. I called you. I appointed you. And I will anoint you for what's next. No title needed. No validation required. Just your heart. Just your yes. And you gave it. Even in your exhaustion, you gave it. So now, watch what I give back. This is more than encouragement. This is a prophetic transaction. You are being handed back what was stolen. The years. The time. The rest. The laughter. The dreams you secretly buried while pretending to be okay. I'm giving them all back, wrapped in grace and sealed with glory. Because you, beloved, were not supposed to see this. But you did. And that means you are chosen. I did not call you because you were the loudest. I did not anoint you because you had it all together. I did not choose you because you were perfect. I chose you because in a world full of noise, your soul still whispered my name. I chose you because when everyone else was chasing platforms, you were chasing peace. Because when they were showing off, you were quietly surviving battles that no one knew about. Because while others were trying to be seen, you were trying to heal. And that is what made you beautiful to me. I looked at your heart. Not the parts that are decorated, but the parts that still have cracks and trembles and buried prayers you stopped praying years ago. And I said, this one is mine. I will walk with them through every shadow until they shine like gold. And now, beloved, that refining season is coming to a shift. You're not just being restored, you're being reintroduced. Reintroduced to yourself, to your purpose, to the people who dismissed you, to the places that once rejected you. They will see you again. But this time, they won't see the version they hurt. They'll see the version I healed. And they won't recognize you, not because you've changed everything, but because my glory has made you unmistakable. You don't even know yet how bright your light is becoming. How your voice is starting to carry weight in the spiritual realm. How your mere presence will begin to disrupt darkness. I have placed something inside you that no man can take, no loss can steal, no shame can bury. And it is awakening now. You were not supposed to see this message. But heaven interfered. Because even when you try to go quiet, I have a way of finding you. Of reminding you that you are not invisible to me. That every, "Why me, God?" you whispered under tears did not vanish into thin air. I caught them. I cradled them. And I wrote answers into your future. You thought I was ignoring you, but I was building something so sacred that I had to keep it hidden until you were ready. Ready not in confidence, but in character. Not in ambition, but in humility. Not in talent, but in truth. And now, you're here. And now, I can reveal. Let me speak now to the things you've stopped believing for. The kind of love that doesn't hurt. The kind of joy that doesn't disappear. The kind of connection that doesn't leave you second-guessing yourself. You gave up asking for that because you thought it was unrealistic. But I say to you now, ask again. Believe again. Because what I'm bringing you isn't recycled. It's not temporary. It's not stitched together from old trauma. What I'm bringing is divine. Whole. Mature. Ready. And yes, it's looking for you too. You won't have to chase it. You won't have to convince it. You won't have to shrink yourself to keep it. Because it will see your light and recognize it. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are right on time. Right where the prophecy meets manifestation. Right where the pain is now producing clarity. And that's why this message was sent. Because this is more than encouragement. It is activation. I'm activating something in your soul that has been dormant for too long. The dream you shelved. The idea you dismissed. The faith you buried under fear. It's coming back. The wind of my spirit is breathing over it. And it shall live again. It shall rise. You shall rise. Don't look at your current situation to measure what's coming. What's coming has nothing to do with your surroundings and everything to do with your surrender. I'm not blessing your effort, I'm blessing your obedience. And the moment you said, "God, I trust you even now," you unlocked something. This is what you're feeling. This holy pull. This divine nudge. This moment that feels like me touching your heart through words. Because I am. Because you matter that much. Because I won't let you give up right before the door opens. If you believe in God, type Amen or 444 or 555 or 0002 111. Subscribe for more videos.